The Lake District is wild, wonderful and truly magnificent. It's home to England's highest peak and its deepest lake, and is now a World Heritage Site. It is an amazing landscape, and for the last 20 years it's been my home and my playground. I've had a lifetime travelling the planet, exploring the great outdoors. But for me, nothing beats the lakes. Sunrise on the summit, and I've got it to myself. In this series, I'll be going on some of my favourite hikes and checking out some of the Lake District's special places. In this episode, I'm in Windermere, the beating heart of the Lakeland tourist industry. I fulfil a dream and take the helm of one of the grand old ladies of the lake. Where are we going?
Anywhere you like.
I take the plunge and join the world of long-distance swimming. And follow the pack in hound trailing country. What an exciting and thoroughly brilliant moment that is. This is my Lake District. The great thing about the Lake District is there's no such thing as a day with a bad view. You'll usually find me in remote parts of the planet on challenging expeditions. And when I'm in the lakes, I should really put my feet up. But sometimes you just can't beat doing exciting things right from your own front door. The lure of the lakes is simply too hard to resist. It's easy to see why the Lake District is so popular. Many visitors make a beeline for the hills and tourist spots around Windermere. But I've got a few places that are my favourites. I'm going to start this journey in Bowness and end it at one of the area's most stunning viewpoints, Orphans Head. But before then, I have a bit of exploring to do. Just 41,000 people live within the Lake District National Park, but the area attracts around 18 million tourists each year. Now, after a long campaign, the lakes has been given UNESCO World Heritage status. Britain's most visited national park is about to become even more popular. But you don't have to go very far, and you can have the whole world to yourself. I live close to the shores of Windermere, which at almost 11 miles long is the biggest lake in England. It's a magnet for all kinds of boats. These lake cruisers are my favourites. Grand old vessels that are still in great nick. It's a nice feeling though, because it's a proper sort of personal connection with the boat, isn't it?
Well, it is, yeah, but see, this is all brand new for me. I mean, I've only just started here in April. I did 30 years in the police force.
How are you?
Yeah, I done.
How's life on the lake treating you now?
Do you know what? Every day is fantastic. Life does not get any better than this, my friend. How can you not?
Yeah.
Any day you can wake up and breathe fresh air is a fantastic day.
Yeah,
so when you look at this, you go, really?
No
what
kidding.
are you complaining about?
With a crew of 7, everyone has more than one job. Bill's the brass polisher, runs the tea bar, and does the occasional cha-cha-cha with the customers.
I had an 82-year-old lady who was her birthday.
Yep.
And she came up to the tea bar where I normally work, and she got a brandy coffee, and she said, the only thing I'm missing is a dance. And I swear down, her and I went on the back of the boat and we had a dance.
Ah, yes.
And we had a dance. And our friends were up as well, and we were all having a laugh. And I thought, hey, do you know what? Life's for living. This is the boat where dreams happen and magic happens.
They call her the Queen Mary of Lakeland.
The teal's not looked this shiny since she was launched on Windermere in 1936. For a while, the boats were run by British Rail, linking with trains full of tourists that had come from all over the country. "80 years on, the Teal and her sister vessels are still pulling in the crowds, connecting the southern tip of the lake with the towns of Bowness and Ambleside. The numbers are astounding. These boats carry 1.6 million passengers every year. That's 1 in 10 of every single visitor coming to the Lake District. Plus the firm itself employs over 100 people. It just goes to show just how vital and essential the tourism business is to all of us here in the Lake District. These days, the visitors come from far and wide, with Asia the major growth market. Windermere is an international destination.
Get a lot of Chinese. Years ago, the Japanese started. There was a progression of Japanese tourists coming here. Obviously, with a connection with Beatrix Potter, they love that. And now you get the Chinese market is really massive now. They're really taking to the area that, you know, visitor figures certainly from that sort of market, and the Taiwanese are really tremendous. A lot of business coming our way now.
Colin has been ploughing his way up the lake for the last 25 years, in a career that's taken him from the tea room to the bridge. It is very nice. I can't help notice you've got a proper wooden ship's wheel. I spend my life at sea, and these days it's all joysticks, you know.
Yeah, it's still the original wheel from 1936. Obviously, it's had a few coats of varnish, but all the gear, it's all the original form. There's now modern on here. We don't need radar. They say, have you not got radar? Well, we don't go out at night. We don't need to. What can you say? It's a pleasure cruiser, isn't it?
And I do have to ask, is there any chance of having a go?
Certainly is. Of course you can. There you go, mate.
What a
Help
good
yourself.
man. What a good man. Where are we going?
Anywhere you like. Just don't hit anything, yeah?
I promise not to hit anything or get lost. Is that all right?
You're not doing so bad.
And I think, thank you, I'm steering pretty straight.
Straight line.
I think that, you know, seeing, the Teal and the other vessels going up and down the lake, I think it adds to the lifestyle here. I'm often cycling along there or sitting back on the beach over there, and there's something about the look of these boats going up and down.
It's a relaxing atmosphere. Big swing of the wheel, takes us round.
By the time we get to Lakeside at the southern tip of Windermere, Colin's wisely back at the helm, and the queues are going round the block. If we ever needed any proof of how popular these cruises are, it's a grey day in the Lake District, and look, hundreds of people queuing up to get on. It's not just boats that make their way along the lake. The Lake District is also one of the UK's main centres for open water swimming, from a gentle dip to full-on organised events. And for long-distance swimmer Becky Lewis from Barrow, Windermere is the venue for one of the toughest tests imaginable. How many times have you swum the length of Windermere?
Most I've done it in one goes 4 times, which I
You've
did.
done 4?
I have indeed, yeah. So that was a couple of weeks ago. And I think I've swum it probably over 60 times.
60 times
Yeah,
you've swum where?
I think so.
Holy smokes. 4 lengths of Windermere is the equivalent of swimming more than 40 miles in one go. But it's all good training for another event that Becky's planning. The swimming here in Windermere, has that led to some other long-distance swims elsewhere?
That's right, yeah. After I did Windermere, did 2-way Windermere, and then decided I could probably have a go at doing a channel swim. So yeah, 2007 I did my first channel swim, and then that led on to doing a 2-way channel swim, which was last year. And that's led on to training for a 3-way channel swim, planned for next year. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, you are a complete swimming monster, aren't you?
Yeah.
Becky's epic swims are a family affair. Her dad gets involved too.
Once Rebecca started to do open water, I bought a kayak.
Perfect.
So it's ideal for keeping alongside her.
Great. So you became the informal coach as well, or formal coach?
I wouldn't like to tell her what to do.
It's quite nice having somebody that I know really well, because I can get annoyed at him as well. She's perfect.
Well, thank you for letting me join you for a swim today. What do you think I should do about keeping warm?
Get straight in, get cracking.
Right. Don't mess around.
No messing around, no.
Now, when I swim in the lake, I normally wear my wetsuit, either an old diving wetsuit, or I bought one of these new beautiful swimming wetsuits, which are very clever. They keep you buoyant, they stop you sinking, and you swim better and faster. But these long-distance swimmers, they're a bit old school, really. They just wear their swimming gear. No wetsuits allowed. So I brought my goggles, of course, my very bright hat so I don't get run over, which is helpful. And it's down to the old budgie smugglers, I'm afraid. Okay, Becky, it's the moment of truth. Warm. Warm. It's a bit cold. Boat traffic can make Windermere a busy place, so it's always good practice to have someone with you if you get tempted to go for a dip. Becky has trained here for years, and now her body's been conditioned not to feel the cold. The summer water temperature is typically around 17 degrees, and without my wetsuit, it feels really chilly. Well, I wouldn't mind a few tips, Becky, so come on, give me your top tips for a proper wild water swim. What do I need to do?
Nice long stroke.
Right.
And if you can push down through your chest, that'll bring your legs
Push down.
through your chest, that'll bring your legs up.
Ah, so that's what brings my legs up.
That's right.
Okay, thank you. Long distance open water swimming is all about efficiency, keeping your stroke rate high without raising your breathing or heart rate. It's easier said than done. How was that?
Not too bad.
You're too kind.
Pick your stroke rate up and I think you'll have cracked it.
Stroke rate.
That's right.
Thank you. Open water swimming is a full-on commitment, but is there a better place to do it? I don't think so. Look at the whole Central Fells, Fairfield Horseshoe, and the length of Windermere. What do you reckon?
It's beautiful, yeah. My favourite place to swim.
It is the place. Oh, let's get going.
Let's get going.
Whether you're enjoying a wild swim or messing about on a boat, there's one spot that's hard to miss when you're on Windermere. This is the Claife viewing station on the western shore of the lake. Now in the hands of the National Trust, it was once a cutting-edge tourist destination. At the turn of the 19th century, wealthy Britons turned their back on the grand tour of Europe and started exploring the British Isles instead. But the Lake District was no easy option. The landscape was considered wild and the locals distinctly dangerous.
There are quotes from early travellers who came to the Lake District. One guy called Daniel Defoe, the author of Robinson Crusoe, in 1720 he described the Lake District as the wildest, most barren and frightful of any country that I'd been through. The high hills, terrible and inaccessible, seem to tell us that all the pleasant part of England is at an end. You can't believe it today, but that's what they felt back in the early 1700s.
Claife became popular because you could enjoy the view from a place of safety. The Victorians developed it further. They turned Claife into a multi-sensory experience.
There were stained glass, coloured glass around the floor-to-ceiling windows in the where we stood in the drawing room.
Okay.
And the idea of that stained glass was that it captured the moods of different seasons. Because as a traveller, you could only come here once. It was a big undertaking, so what would it look like in the autumn or the winter, and the colours were supposed to represent different seasons. If you want to look through this was supposed to represent green represented spring. Okay. So if you look through that, is that saying spring to you?
With a bit of imagination, yeah. It's fresh. It's a fresher green, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, brighter, spring-like. Why not? That's great, that.
Also got the blue as well.
Okay.
A light blue is supposed to represent winter, perhaps make the scene a little bit colder. So
Okay.
we'll see what that does for you.
Okay, try it again.
I'll try spring.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll team up. And what's it like for, yeah, look. Oh yeah, it's more sort of monochromatic here. Sort of a night almost.
They knew what they were doing.
They really did. Claife is a top spot to take in the view, but if you hit the trails, you'll be rewarded with one stunning landscape after another. You can walk for miles around the western side of Windermere. There's a great network of paths, and they're taking me to an event that not many tourists get to see. This is hound trailing country. It's a classic lakeland sport that's around 200 years old. And the determination to win is pretty fierce.
Look at them go. That is one massive, enthusiastic, 100% 10-mile sprint. They go 30 miles an hour around these hills. They'll be back here in less than half an hour.
Hound trailing works on the simple principle that a dog loves to follow its nose. And nothing gets them more excited than a mix of paraffin and aniseed that's been dragged across the fells. It's a very traditional
It is very traditional.
and vibrant activity.
Yeah, it's struggling in the modern society because it is a traditional sport.
It's struggling, isn't it?
Yeah, well, tradition's hard work now. People don't want tradition. They want, everything's quicker and computerised. And I mean, this isn't computerised. How can you computerise a trail? We've got a camera on the finish. That's our modern technology. But we still do the same things we did 50, 60 years ago.
It's a race over hills and dales and brooks and hedges and walls. A nice little run of 10 miles. Into the dip they tumble and round...
Back in the 1930s, the crowds that turned up for hound trailing were huge. There might be fewer spectators these days, but there are 40 trail locations across the national park. And there are plenty who refuse to let the sport die, like the Steele family from Miterdale in the Western Lakes.
I've been in it all my life. I had a bit of time out when I was at the teenage stage. My dad and my mum were in it. Well, my dad was in it all his life.
So it's been passed down through the families, this whole activity?
Yeah.
So when they come across the line, they get, is that food straight away?
Yep, they get chicken. Well, I feed them on chicken and a bit of pasta.
All right.
And they also get half a banana and an Actimel, you know, like a yoghurt drink.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a true athlete's diet, really.
Yeah, they need a bit of energy, don't they?
Right.
This event overlooking Windermere remains a big day in the hound trailing calendar. There's 100 dogs, 5 races, and the chance to make a few quid.
You can't resist a name like Casanova, can you? 16 to 1 as well.
16 to 1, 30 took for you.
There you go. 5 quid on Casanova. What do you reckon?
Well, I can give you £85 back if it wins.
Okay, sounds like a
just
deal.
get myself a pint with that later.
It's a deal.
Trail hounds are a purebred bundle of energy and endurance. I just hope Casanova is a speed machine.
You just have to love it, don't you? Just the shouting from behind. I can't speak from shouting for Casanova. I have no idea where he is. But anyway, what an exciting and thoroughly brilliant moment that is when they come down here, full pelt.
Casanova finished 8th, but I've got my eye on another dog that is tipped to win. Shadow belongs to the Steele family and is leading the championship. Victory today will go a long way towards lifting the trophy.
He does look good, but there'll be some stiff competition, won't there, today?
There's some good pups running today. Yeah,
Right.
very good.
Well, good luck, Shadow. Oh, go on, Shadow.
There he goes.
Wow. They are so fast. I mean, they are just flat out, aren't they? So we don't see them there. We next see them at the top of the hill, right?
When they come through the gateway at the top.
Right. Shadow's in front, blooming marvellous, look at that.
The race is reaching its final stage. It's all been pretty calm, until now.
Ah, there they are.
It's a first place for Shadow and another big leap towards the championship title.
Wow. Again.
Oh my Lord.
He's a winner. He really is a champion. Wow. That's what I call a proper Lakeland spectacle. And it's one so easily missed, but for me, it's worth escaping the tourist crowds, coming up here and getting a taste of true Lakeland life.
The Lake District is no stranger to visitors, but in 1945, the arrival of hundreds of people took everyone by surprise.
The Second World War was over, and the full horror of what had happened in the Nazi concentration camps was becoming clear. And it was to Windermere that 300 survivors, all of them children, were brought to start a new life in Britain.
For millions of children, the extermination and labour camps were a living hell. Often separated from their families, they were surrounded by death and disease. But with the conflict over, some traumatised child survivors from camps near Prague were offered a new life in a place of peace and tranquility. The Lake District was now centre stage in a great humanitarian act. Eric Hirsch was just a boy when he was captured by the Nazis in his native Poland. He was sent to some of the Germans' most notorious death camps, including Auschwitz. His arrival in Windermere was nothing short of a miracle.
Well, Eric, what were your first impressions of the Lake District when you arrived right here?
The scenery opened up, the lakes, the mountains, and the whole views were absolutely fantastic. I've never seen scenery like it before, and it was just incredible. And we felt like, you know, we're alive again.
Eric and the other survivors were housed at Calgarth, close to the shores of the lake. They were given basic English lessons and plenty of outdoor time.
The houses were here, large brick built, and the girls were separate, the 40 girls, and we boys were all, each one got a room. We were young, we were hoping to grow up and have a future and see life as actually life is.
And so began the slow integration back into normal society, aided by the people of Windermere.
A simple act such as an old gentleman digging his garden in Windermere. He stops digging his garden, he stands up and he takes his hat off, says good morning, puts his hat back on. For these children, they spent their lives under threats of death for not taking their hats off quickly enough. Suddenly, the judge was taking his hat, doffing their cap to them, and they thought, my God, they were being treated with dignity for the first time in many, many years.
For decades, Eric refused to talk publicly about the Holocaust, but now he's determined that people shouldn't forget.
Those assessments, they were cruel, they were inhuman, they had no heart.
The Calgarth camp is long gone, but there is a secondary school on the site, and today, Eric is their special visitor.
I sometimes think to myself, how on earth I survived was a complete miracle.
When he came to the lakes, Eric wasn't much older than these children, but he'd lost everything. 80 members of his family were dead, and he was facing a fresh start in a country he knew little about. But for the first time in 5 years, he had a future.
They had fresh air, they had mountains, they had lakes. It really was a journey from hell to paradise.
The Jewish children only spent 6 months by the shores of Windermere before they were dispersed across the UK. Eric never returned to Poland and now lives in Leeds. His time in Windermere was short, but hugely significant.
Eric, is it possible for you to describe what Windermere means to you?
Coming from the camps like Auschwitz and other camps I've been through, life didn't mean very much to certain people. And here I was liberated and I came to the Lake District here. I love this place, always.
I'm on the last leg of my journey around Windermere, and I'm heading for a spot that's inspired a fair few visitors to the lakes.
When the first tourists started to arrive en masse, usually into Windermere train station, there were two easy hits. One was the lake, and the other was this little hill, which offers some of the best views in the lakes.
In fact, it's so easy to get to that pony and trap rides were laid on to take Victorian couples most of the way to the top. It's only a mile and a 30-minute hike from the centre of Windermere.
Wow, Orist Head, just a few minutes outside Windermere, and you've got the complete Lakeland panorama. You can see the whole of Lake Windermere, up here the Langdale valleys, over there the summit of the Old Man of Coniston. And it makes me think, you know, I've flogged myself half to death on some of these remote peaks, and yet this is a view that just can't be beaten. I need to come here more often.
I'm not alone in loving this view. In 1930, it completely blew away a 23-year-old visitor from Blackburn on his first Lakeland holiday. He would later write, "It was a moment of magic, a revelation so unexpected that I stood transfixed, unable to believe my eyes."
The name of that bloke? Alfred Wainwright, the great man who went on to write all those wonderful guides to the Lake District.
I wonder what Wainwright would make of the Lake District today, a place that's already one of the UK's major tourist destinations, and now with World Heritage status, has an even greater global profile. Matching the needs of those who live here with those who visit is a big job, and it's up to Richard Leaf to strike the balance.
I think it richly deserves it because it is a place that integrates this fantastic natural heritage with amazing culture shaped by people over many thousands of years to give us this fantastic landscape that we've got now.
The lakes means different things to different people. For me, it's all about the great wild places, and for others, it's a very good ice cream and a terrific boat trip. You know, how do we stop those honeypot places from being clogged up while still leaving enough of the wild landscapes to find peace and solitude?
I think the key thing to making sure it doesn't feel congested is making sure that people can move around the national park freely and easily. Our idea there is to get more people to leave their car, so get on a boat to visit the lakes around Windermere here, as you have done, or try a bus, a bike, hire a bike maybe, or just get your boots on and go out for a good walk and make that travel experience part of being here in the national park.
You and I both know and hope that that's never going to change. Just look at it.
You wouldn't want that to change, would
No.
you? It's absolutely magnificent.
Absolutely, mate.
Next time, I head for Borrowdale, the wettest place in England, in the worst of Lakeland weather, and get amazing views from the top of Great Gable.